Full disclosure, I have never watched Yesterday in its entirety. As an avid Beatles fan, perhaps this admission is somewhat surprising. A film such as this, however, is far too safe and saccharine for my tastes. Nevertheless, I have watched Elliot Roberts' excellent analysis video and read some articles around it, as I do find the concept interesting. The premise: a struggling young musician named Jack Malik is involved in a collision when riding his bike and awakens to find that for whatever reason the Beatles never existed. Jack, however, retains all his previous knowledge of their back catalogue and utilises musical reconstructions of their songs to attain fame and fortune. Unfortunately, the narrative sorely missed the point of what the original writer had envisioned. The movie fails to account for the drastic cultural and musical influences instigated by the most significant music group of all time. It is impossible to know what contemporary music would be like if the Beatles were never established. Furthermore, the tea and crumpets approach diminishes what should be a profound statement upon the reality of many artists and writers. Original writer Jack Barth initially came up with the idea when he considered a world in which Star Wars didn't exist. If he instead introduced the concept of an epic space opera in the 21st century, would it catch on as it did so intensely back in the 1970s? The answer: probably not. As Elliot Roberts argues in his video analysis, undertaking a similar venture for establishing the music of the non-existent Beatles would also likely result in failure. The socio-cultural differences between the 1960s and 2020s are significant and extreme, something the film disappointingly overlooks. Instead, a Beatles fan attempting to reignite their canon in a contemporary setting, only to fail miserably, would demonstrate what music truly means to the individual, but also how many artists, for whatever reason, are underappreciated in their time. The short film Snodgrass imagines a world in which John Lennon left the Beatles in 1962, just before they obtained worldwide fame. Set in the 1990s, Lennon lives in a Birmingham council estate on the Dole, struggling to find work, and yet he remains the same person, acerbic, laconic, and astute. Marrying these two concepts would have worked much more effectively, I believe. When Jack visits John Lennon at the conclusion of Yesterday, he is content, living on the English coast, enjoying his art. The reality of two artists, Jack and John, coming to terms with their unrealised potential and underappreciation is, for me anyhow, far more poignant. Also, it would serve as an opportunity to feature a soundtrack of great Beatles covers. Check out my playlist on this channel for a collation of such tracks to highlight the influence the Fab Four had across the globe upon different genres and artists, and what we could have lost out on. In this case at least, we have lived the best timeline.